Good afternoon, Utah. I am Genevieve Keys. I am the Public Information Officer here at the Utah Division of Emergency Management. We're part of the Department of Public Safety. And with us today, I have Alex DeSmet. He is with the National Weather Service. And we're here to talk about understanding weather forecasts. So this is really important. Let's dive right in. We have some significant weather coming this weekend. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so we are concerned about the potential for flash flooding this weekend. We're seeing the remnants of what was Hurricane Priscilla and all its associated moisture moving into Utah as early as today, and that moisture will be in place through Saturday night. That moisture will initially move into southern and eastern Utah today, but will spread across all of Utah by the time we get into Friday, Saturday, and Saturday night. Then we'll also see a cold front that'll move in from the northwest. That'll help energize the moisture that's already in place and lead to additional shower and thunderstorm activity across the entire state through Saturday night and Sunday morning.
All right, so I understand we have a 10% chance of 2 to 4 inches of rain. In my mind, that means that it's probably not going to happen. Is that right? Or is there a better way to think about this?
So when we talk about those 10% chances, we usually equate those with sort of the worst case scenario. But a 10% chance doesn't mean that those 2 to 4 inches of rain, for example, won't occur. It means there's a 1 in 10 chance of that occurring. And actually, when we look back to the flooding that we experienced across Salt Lake County and Tooele County on Saturday, there was less than a 10% chance of those flooding rains actually happening.
Oh, wow.
So it sort of reinforces the idea that a 10% chance doesn't mean a 0% chance. And folks should still be prepared for those worst case scenarios.
So let's talk a little more about some of these maps. So we have this first one here. Can you tell me about it?
Yeah, so we're giving you the full range of possible outcomes here, starting with this map. This map is telling you to expect at least this much. And what we see here is nearly the entire state of Utah is covered by some shade of green, which means nearly the entire state of Utah is going to see rain from Thursday through Sunday morning. The darker the shading, the higher the forecast rainfall totals. So in this case, as you know, if we look over towards, let's say, portions of southwest Utah, we can see there where at least a half an inch, if not more, of rain is expected through Sunday morning.
So we have a few maps to look at.
Right.
The second one here, is this a different probability?
Yeah, so
Okay.
This is the 50th percentile, or what we mean by that is that is our official forecast. And as we start to get into those yellow colors there, that indicates higher rainfall amounts that are forecast, and especially those oranges. So as you see there across southeast Utah, that's where we're actually forecasting 2 inches of rain between Thursday and Sunday morning. Also around Zion, we had the Forsyth fire across southwest Utah last summer. So that is an area that's going to be prone to potential flash flooding. Really, any of the slot canyons, burn scars, normally dry washes across southern and eastern Utah will be at risk with this much rainfall.
Okay. And then we have this third map here. I see we've got some different colors on here. These colors, are they indicating the severity or like how much rain we might get?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that 10% chance that we alluded to earlier, we're showing you that here. So this is what we're expecting in terms of a worst case scenario or the high end amount, again, today through Sunday morning. And we can see a lot of yellow, orange, and even some reds on that map. Those reds are a worst case scenario of 3 inches. We can see that around Zion. We can see that over portions of southeast Utah. And even as we get into the Wasatch Front, Salt Lake County, Davis County, there's a worst case scenario of at least 1.5 inches of rain. And if this rain falls in a short amount of time, that has the potential to lead to flooding.
Oh, so 3 inches of rain is a lot of rain.
3 inches of rain is a lot of rain. Even our monsoonal thunderstorms that typically cause flash flooding in the summertime don't produce that much rain. And actually, across our flood-prone locations across southern Utah, it only takes 1/4 to 1/2 inch of rain to cause flash flooding.
Oh, wow.
So that's why we're concerned when we have the potential for 3 inches of rain for lots of water, flash flooding across numerous areas, maybe even some areas that don't typically experience flash flooding.
So if someone has plans this weekend, what should we be thinking about? We're wondering about our outdoor plans, hiking and camping. What should we do?
Given the unprecedented nature of the rain that we're expecting over the weekend, we actually recommend that folks alter their plans and avoid the outdoors this weekend because of that high risk for flash flooding in our slot canyons, burn scars, normally dry washes. There is even a risk for rock slides, rock falls, and things of that nature near steep terrain. So that's another thing to be cognizant of. It's also hunting season, which brings folks outdoors. So given the risk of flooding, we recommend that folks make alternate plans for the weekend.
So we have a flood watch right now?
We do have a flood watch that's
Okay.
currently in effect right now, and for all the areas in green that you see there across southern, eastern, and central Utah. And what this means is that the ingredients are in place for flash flooding to potentially occur.
Okay.
And that is in effect through Saturday night for the locations that you see in green there.
So I noticed you guys send out a lot of information. We have this third table, a flood potential rating. Can you tell me what that is and what it means for someone like me who might like to spend some time outdoors on the weekends?
Absolutely. So this is a product that we issue twice a year during the flash flood season, so typically the late spring through early fall months. And what this means is this is assigning a potential for flash flooding at a lot of the popular recreation areas across southern and eastern Utah, like slot canyons and national parks. And what we see, particularly as we get into Friday, we can see we've got an orange color or a probable flash flood rating at all of the popular recreation areas across southern and eastern Utah. And what that means is that we think several slot canyons will experience flash flooding.
Okay, is that twice a day or
Twice a day.
Twice a day. Okay,
Correct.
Excellent. And where can I find this table and this flood watch and these forecast maps?
Sure. So this information can be found at our website, weather.gov/Salt Lake City.
Excellent. And so folks get lost understanding what they're reading when they look at these maps. What does it mean when we see the 20% chance of rain? And can you tell me more about these colors that we see on the map?
Yeah, so that's a common misconception. So a 20% chance of rain means that there's a 20% chance of seeing measurable rainfall at that specific location. What do we mean by measurable rainfall? So 0.01 inch, basically just enough to get surfaces wet.
Okay. So if I see a 20% chance, does that mean I just need to not worry about it?
Yeah, like we talked about earlier, a 20% chance of rain doesn't mean a 0% chance. It means that 2 out of 10 times measurable rain will occur under those same conditions.
All right, that's a good way to think about it. So when people look at all of this information, what should they ask themselves next?
So folks should ask themselves, am I properly prepared for the conditions that are expected? And some ways in which people can be prepared is by ensuring that their cell phones are set up to receive wireless emergency alerts. Folks should have a plan and check the forecast and the expected conditions before venturing out. If folks are planning to venture to an area with no cell phone coverage, we recommend they check in at a visitor center or ranger station, for example, out in the backcountry. But we recommend that folks do avoid outdoor recreation for this particular weekend.
Is there anything else that people should think about when we have a kind of a higher potential for flooding?
Yeah, folks should use all the items at their disposal to be sure that they're aware of the forecast. So that means checking weather.gov, checking with their local TV or media outlet, following emergency management pages, whether it be their local county or city emergency management social media pages, because on there the emergency managers, they will discuss plans specific to their community, whether it be evacuation routes, places to get sandbags, and those are good places to check as an event evolves because you can stay informed with the latest conditions in your community, whether it be road closures or shelter locations. We've been in contact with the emergency managers leading up to this event so that they're informed of all the possible forecast scenarios as well.
Okay. What should someone do when we get a warning? Should we wait for more information, or what's the next step if I get a flash flood warning?
Sure. So a warning means take action now. So a warning means that flash flooding is occurring or is about to occur. And so we always advise folks to turn around, don't drown, never drive through flooded roadways, and to seek higher ground to get out of those slot canyons and those other flood-prone locations as well.
All right. So for this weekend, what do I actually need to do?
So for this weekend, we advise that folks stay out of the outdoors and have an alternate plan in place if they're planning to recreate outdoors this weekend. There is, with that potential for flash flooding, we recommend that folks are prepared for any flash flooding. So that means cleaning any storm drains, making sure if you're in a flood-prone location, if you flooded in the past, make sure that you have sandbags ready. And another good thing to do if a warning is issued is to follow the direction of your local emergency officials.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for joining us today, and thank you so much for watching.